Good morning everyone. Wakati wa ukateli imeisha. Good morning everyone. It is now 11:05 a.m. We have to make a call to order to start our meeting. So we have our members who will be joining us online, and we have members who are with us. So I have officially called the meeting to order. And I would like to nominate my chair emeritus, Madam Tina, to start us off with a word of prayer.
Good morning, everyone. Kindly, let's all rise and pray. Heavenly Father, Heavenly Lord, we bless you, we honor you for this day. As we have come together from different nationalities and counties, I pray that as we gather together from different cohorts, may you give us wisdom, may you open our minds, may we come together and learn from each other. In this day, as we sit here together, let's have a productive and good sitting and meeting of knowing the strength that each one holds, that we can tap from each other as we go way forward. Heavenly Father, Heavenly Lord, bless each one of us. We pray mostly for wisdom in terms of as we speak and address each other. Heavenly Father, I pray this believing and trusting in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, thank you. Asante kwa hiyo. Now to begin, I'm looking for the corner to start with. I'll just give you a second to say hi to us. Utoe hiyo nini kwa koo kidogo. Utusalimie. Tell us your name, which cohort you come from. And for today, we will pray that you give us one vegetable that you relate with and why. I'll start with Madam M here. Say hi, your name, which cohort you're from, where you come from, your organization if you have one, and then now you can tell us one vegetable you relate with and why.
Good morning. My name is Martha Njoki from Kiambu County, cohort 3. The vegetable I relate with is cabbage. Especially Mount Kenya, we love cooking cabbage and warus, machakura. So also I'm a lawyer by profession and also run a community-based organization known as She's Africa. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Marvin Orengo. I come from Busia County. I'm a photographer and a communication specialist under cohort 3. And my favorite vegetable, I love spinach. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kimadi Stephen, Imara cohort 2. I'm a development practitioner. And the vegetable that I relate with is a tomato. I don't know if it's a vegetable or a fruit. Yeah, but that one.
Why?
It just looks good. And
Right.
so versatile.
Asante sana.
Hamjambo. My name is Ivan Sodipo Tieno, cohort 3. I am also a development practitioner and an active citizen. The vegetable will be pickles. I just like things that are fermented. So I have to ferment a vegetable also.
Okay. Watu wa Rumba.
Mzuri sana, habari zenu. Kwa majina naitwa Bahati Esbon. Mimi ni msanii. Kwa hivyo jina langu la kisanii ni Baba Taifa ama Easy Cocktail. Mimi ni mkazi wa Nairobi na mimi natoka cohort 2. Vegetable ni seveve. Asante.
Hello, good morning. Yeah, my name is Dan Kanesho from Narok County, cohort 4, and I'm very much happy to be here. And my favorite vegetable is spinach. Thank you very much.
Why spinach? You know, we want to find out why you relate with spinach. I give you my example.
Yeah, give me an example.
My example is I will relate to an avocado because avocado goes with everything. For me, it's a vegetable. There's a reason I am calling it a vegetable. When the person who said cabbage will tell you why we call it a vegetable.
I just like it.
Thank you.
Yes, good morning. My name is Pascal Wambua from Makueni County, Kilome constituency, Kaskeo ward. Ni pale tu chini. I preside an organization known as Kenya Malaria Youth Corps. We are leading the Zero Malaria campaign. That's why some of you call me Nya Malaria. My vegetable is sukuma wiki. The reason why, because when I was growing up, I used to grow sukuma wiki, and they stood up to be more profitable because you start harvesting them as soon as possible. See kama cabbage. One day I planted cabbage, but by the time najua kuna vitu nafaa kufanya ndio ijikunje hivi. Sasa mimi zangu badala ya kujikunja hivi zinaenda hivi. So you convert them to sukuma wiki, so you can't sell. So nikaenda hasara kubwa sana. Asante.
Asante mkulima.
Habari zenyu. Habari zenyu tena.
Nzuri.
Kwa majina ni Jedida Wandia Weru. I am from Nyeri County. Nikiendelea mtanifukuza.
Usiseme one time.
Nimemalizia hapo. I really want to force waru to be a vegetable, but ni sawa. I think the vegetable I relate most with is coriander. I believe I add spice to whatever I touch.
Nice. Thank you. Utangoja tu kwanza, patiliane huko nyuma.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
My name is Keith Clinton. I'm not part of Imara. I'm a software engineer, backend. I also volunteer with Aylf as a trainer, and I'm here as part of the alumni committee. Aylf, the bigger Aylf alumni committee. My fruit, avocado. Nakula dina mayai, omena, mchele, cabbage, waru. Akula malengi.
So you've also forced it to be a vegetable. I love how I can influence people.
People don't like avocado. That's a character flaw.
Hi everyone. Hi. My name is Kimeo Philip. I work with Aylf Kenya. Thank you.
Wow.
My fruit is not fruit. My vegetable is onion. It's the most versatile vegetable.
Nice. Okay. Madam looking pretty. Umechelewa lakini I can inform you what they are saying. Okay. You tell us your name, your county, the cohort that you belonged to, and your organization if you have one, and then you tell us a vegetable that you relate with and why.
Yeah, my name is Gladys Ndanu, cohort 1. Cohort 1, hi.
Ni mimi tu.
Yeah, currently in business. I've co-founded 2 businesses that are running successfully at the moment. I come from Makueni County. What else? My vegetable should be onions. I love onions. My food has to have onions because it brings the spice to my tongues. Yeah.
Sio juu nalilisha wanaume anyway. That was a by the way. There is one person I had missed here. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I was hoping stafikiwa. My names are Lillian Mutiu. I'm from Machakos County. Nivo sasa.
Uko sawa?
Sasa hapo kwa vegetable, I have a bad relationship with vegetables. So that's why nilikuwa na hope stafikiwa.
Unaweza kuwa nyama pia.
But I try. I think I like the traditional bogas, especially managu, zile za siku hizi, na terere, vitu kama hizo, and mchicha. What is mchicha? I don't. Yeah, and then ile ya cowpeas, ile ushagua kugonga kideri. Igonga na kideri is the best. Yeah, I love the smell. Na maybe saga na hiyo ingine ya wakale. Kumbuki kuna jina hapo. When they are bitter, the more bitter they are, the more I like them. Yeah, I love bitter things.
Okay. Wow.
Lazima to match life. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I will now take this opportunity to call some people who you see them by name. Immaculate, nitakuiba kidogo. I need you for a minute. John, Victor, just join me up here. Tuwapigie makofi tuwadanganyilie ndio wapande hapa. Naona Victor amevaa suti, lazima tummotivate ndio akubali kupanda hapa ama aje. Victor, panda tu. Yes. Now that you have introduced yourselves, my name is Robin Muremi Karani. I am the chairperson of the Alumni Association, and it is now my duty and honor to introduce to you the executive committee, the other office bearers of the Imara alumni. I believe ni nyinyi mliwavotia, so they will also say a vegetable. So I'm going to give them an opportunity na watuambie ofisi yao ni gani na wanafanyanga nini ama aje. Yes. Tutaanza hapa.
Bari asubuhi. My name ni John Wabwire Shikuku. Mimi ndio outreach secretary kwa alumni. Natoka huko Busia County, Budalangi. Alafu vegetable napenda ni murenda because inatelezanga. Kama unajua murenda inateleza vizuri, mimi napenda kuteleza.
Hii kazi ya outreach secretary ni ya kufanya nini?
Okay, ni mobilize members, kuwapatia information vile mambo inaendelea, updates kwa group though. Tutajua mengine hapo baadaye.
Sawa. Piano uko mwisho. Wewe ndio wa mwisho.
Habari zenu? So my name is Immaculate Anyokot, called 3 Fellow and the Endowment Fund Secretary for the Alumni Network. My work is to budget for funds za alumni, to make sure like everything is budgeted for, everyone gets airtime, ukiattend meeting, ukikuja hapa utarudi home vizuri. Now that is what I do at the alumni.
Asante sana. Si anafanya kazi mzuri. Lakini sisi wanaume hata tukitembea hivi tuko na kibeti, tunasemanga tuko na kibeti. Si unaona tuko naye?
My favorite vegetable is mchicha.
Why?
Mchicha, dodo in Kiswahili, ama pigweed. Because it's soft, it has a nice nutrition value and ni tamu.
Good morning. My name is Victor Tum. I'm from Kericho. I'm an Imara Co 3 fellow, and I'm also the Secretary General for the alumni. So my favorite vegetable is isaga, because if you try to understand isaga, you cannot quite understand it, because the bitter it tastes, the sweeter it is. So it's not understandable. Thank you.
Asanteni sana. Ninaweza wachilia. Our kibeti there ni mtu hii speaker, hii microphone hajazoeana nayo. Tunapenda kumsumbua, tunakumpea kibeti. But hesabu wako sawa. Kwa kalamu wako sawa. Hapa ndio panamsumbuanga. Nilikuwa nimemuita tu ndio nimsumbue hivyo. Anyway, I'm being informed that we have members who are joining us online. And because it is Zoom, it is possible for them to say hi and to confirm their attendance. So Emmanuel, hapo nitakuachia. You can tell us wanatuongelesha aje. Okay, members who are seeing us online, now you can tell us ni nani ameinua mkono. Tunaanza na yeye or we call them out because now, yes. So who are you seeing we call first? Sofina Merino had texted me that she's online. Can you see her?
I'm here.
Yes, okay. Say hi to us.
Hello, hi everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, albeit online. My name is Sofina. I'm former Secretary General. My favorite vegetable, I'd say, is carrots. Because I wear glasses and my doctor said if you eat carrots, your eyes will get better. They're yet to get better, but I'm hopeful. And it's a pleasure. Looking forward to the discussions today.
Thank you so much. I have Lucy Jupiter.
Hi everyone. My name is Lucy Jobita. I belonged to Imara cohort 4, and my favorite vegetable is sweet potato because it's full of hidden depths and always adaptable, always bringing something good to the table. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you
Over
so
to you.
much, cohort 4. Lucy Wanja.
Hi everyone, my name is Lucy Wanja. I'm a member of Imara Cohort 4, and I'm glad to be part of this meeting. My favorite vegetable is onion.
Watu wa kulilisha wanaume ni wengi. Clinton Chiliswa. Bwana Clinton, can you hear us? Haya, huyo kidogo ni kama yuko. Okay, yes. Clinton? Okay. Douglas? Esther Ulolo. Ulolo. Yes.
Hi, cousins.
Hi.
Yes, my name is Eululo Esther. I'm from Kakamega County, Limitless Stock Organization, and I'm glad to join you guys. And also, I'm from Imara Cohort 4, and my favorite vegetable is tomatoes. Yeah, of course, it's my name. Thank you.
Okay. So inaonekana wanaume ndio hii mambo ya mtandao inawasumbua. We also have Clinton and Douglas, but they have been unable to speak. From wale wame attend physically, you might have noticed that there is someone I have not given the mic to introduce themselves. It is not by spite, it is actually deliberate. As I told you, I'm serving the seat of the chairperson, but I was not the first chairperson of the Imara alumni. I am honored to have the person who gave me that seat and the person who sat there before me. So I will give this opportunity to her first to address us and to say hi because it's been a minute. As a chairperson, siwezi endelea kama sina baraka ya mkubwa wangu wa maji. Yes. Tumpigie tu makofi kidogo achocheke before afike hapa.
Good morning, everyone. I believe it's still morning. My name is Christine Namaindi. Hayo ni majina ya M-Pesa. But call me Tina Nams. That is the name that is known. I'm a cohort 2 fellow. Currently, I work at the county government of Busia, representing the office of the county secretary and the directorate of gender. But where I'm at by passion and divine purpose is I'm a menstrual health and hygiene management champion, representing His Excellency, Dr. Paul Nyongesa Otoma, at the LREB RIM. I'm glad and honored. I was really looking forward to this day. My interest was wanting to learn so far from cohort 1 to cohort 4. Where are people at? What is the progress? How are people going? How are we learning from each other? That was my interest, why I actually made sure that I attended. And I'm hoping that I will also learn from you guys. But above all, maybe the best advice I can give is trust God in this process you're doing. Because every time I get memories from Facebook, like when I share like 2019, when we were very active at that time doing the social accountability at the county level in the aspect of health and water, and I'm like, kumbe God had a reason why we were going through the process. We did a lot of engagement with the youths, especially at Busia County. I come from Busia County, engaging, understanding the issues of social accountability, budget process making, leadership, governance, and domestication of the policies. And I was honored this year when we were doing Busia Youth Policy. I was called to the table to be part of the process. Actually, last year, 2021, I was also part of the Busia Youth Policy, but you know these things have a lot of bureaucracies, especially with the political interferences here and there, so it didn't go so well. And I managed to be elected as the chairperson of the Busia Youth Policy process. Again, this year, I was called on board to be part of it, which you have done basically almost everything. The Busia Youth Policy is now at the assembly level. So we are waiting for the legislatures to go through it, and from there, on our end, as the technical team, we have already done everything to pertaining the Busia Youth Policy. So far, I think I'm learning a lot that from the trainings from Siasa Place and Imara, and with the partnership of Aylf and Makapil, that really built. If you are somebody who is keen on personal growth, if you are someone who is very keen on your personal growth, you will understand the impact of these organizations coming together, giving you platform. Because I always say that they can't do everything. The fact that they give you platform, they expect you to use your own common sense and know how to help yourself with the knowledge that was given to you. So above all, it's just persistence, and most of it all is just integrity and discipline of what you want. And branding yourself. Branding is also very important, because most of the time when I'm doing the menstrual health programs, I usually document my work. That's why I always walk around with the media team and the photographers, just to be able to have accountability of the work I'm doing. I remember when I was appointed by the governor to represent him at the USAID, because the program was under USAID. I didn't see, at that time I was like, there has to be a reason. It's because I was consistent. When I started mentorship program and menstrual, it was in 2017. By the time governor was appointing me, it was 2023. So you see, it needs patience. So if you have a niche of what you are working on, just have persistence. Whether it looks like somebody's seeing or not, as long as it's passionate, it's passion. I always believe God is always in the story. Just trust God that if you do it well, and you pick the right individuals to bring in your journey, then you're good to go. So, and that's why I was keen to say, let me go and meet. Now that you're meeting all 4 cohorts, I want to also learn from cohort 1 to cohort 4. How are people progressing? How can we tap from each other just to learn 1 or 2? But above all, make sure you're very active, because sometimes you hear a young guy says they want to go for political seat, but you are timid. It doesn't work like that. You have to force yourself into spaces, because the moment you cement your position, now people get attention. Because if you're timid, people like, sasa huyu ataongoza nani hata kama kuongea mbele ya watu ni shida, you know. So if you're somebody who can boldly address people and speak sense, then definitely you get the attention of the right individuals. That's why I always say, when you're posting something even on Facebook, you could get even 2 likes. But if you go on your dashboard and check the views, you'll get even 8,000 views. It means there's so many people keen. If today you did an activity, let's say in leadership governance or whatever, somebody like the President Ruto will not come and comment, will not like, you know. But behind the scenes, they are able to see what you're doing. And I'm glad to also report that last week I was appointed as a board of management of a school in Busia. Actually, our first official meeting we are doing 1st August. So you see, there's a way you do your activities that gets attention of the leaders to see that there's something about this person. But if you're not out, they will not see it. So you have to get yourself out so that people see the strength that is in you that had been suppressed. Like for me, I believe the trainings of Siasa Place and Imara brought me out. Because most of us tukianza, kuna ile uoga tuko nayo. But by the time you are done the graduation and everything, you are totally different from when you started. So it's upon yourself, when you are going outside there, how well are you utilizing what you learned during the training? So I think that is the best I can talk for now. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Tunaongeleshwa alafu tunapiga tu makofi hivyo. Okay. I forgot to say something that most people don't know about me is I am a father of 1. So I conduct parties so much. So what is your vegetable?
I love the pumpkin leaves. Ndio seveves, ndio. I'm in the same group as Bahati. Oh. It has these rough edges, but if cooked in the right temperatures na imeshughulikiwa vizuri, ni tamu sana. There's just something about that veg.
So umewaambiwa kushughulikia vizuri.
The environment matters of the outcome. Asante.
Emmanuel, there are some people complaining that they are trying to access us online, wanashindwa. Okay. So I've seen, you might have noticed that nikiintroduce watu sija introduce our vice chairperson. He is currently out of the country. He is abroad. He is in the far states of the kingdom of Buganda. So he has not been able to join us. But I believe he's with us in spirit. I'm seeing he's like one of the people who's saying he's joining online, including the vice chair emeritus. I'm seeing him also online. So because we are past that introduction part, itabidi wamebea with us, sindio? So official down to official business. As the first agenda, it is now my honor to call upon our Secretary General to read the agenda for today's meeting. Karibu, Bwana Secretary General.
Still morning. So I think at this moment my responsibility is to read the agenda of the day as it is. The first agenda will be update report on the executive committee. The second one is constitution making for the alumni association. The third one is registration of the alumni network as a society. 4, support for member-led initiatives. 5th, Members' welfare, motion for creation of a benevolent fund. Number 6, matters arising. And number 7, any other business. Do members herein approve the agenda as it is, or they have additional comment to make? How many approve the agenda as it is? Only one.
We just do by show of hands.
By
and
show
we
of
know
hands. Nani ako na maoni tofauti? Sawa. So I think the many who have approved have their way. Thank you so much.
Asante sana. Okay. Nimerudi tena. Leo mtaniona, mkilala tu mtakuwa tu mnaona sura yangu. Mtaniona sana. So I am to do the first agenda. So how we will go on this is, I will introduce the agenda, give a little bit of background, and then we can go to plenary if you have something you would want to add or discuss on the same. Then we will approve a motion on each agenda. Okay? So to begin with, this one has no thing to be approved. It is what the executive committee has been doing. So we were elected 2 years ago on October. And upon our election, we were invited to Kisumu to have a handover from Madam Tina and her wonderful team. That was, quote unquote, our first activity. Was when we went to officially get the office. What was given to us as an office was one, a policy document on guiding the Alumni Association on its creation and how it is formed. Over time, we have come to feel, so being a legal practitioner, nitatumia hizo majina, but we have come to the opinion that we should have a constitution and not a policy document, which is why it will form the second agenda. But during this period of after our handover, we requested that we do have a work plan and a budget for the executive committee so that we know what we are working with, and we also provide a guideline of exactly what we will be doing on what time. That is what at least brought some problems here and there. For most of you who are in our database for the contact, you will notice I had given a communication towards that. But over and above that, what we did was our first agenda was we were trying to establish the alumni network as an independent association from, I would say, the fellowship. Because the fellowship is a project by 3 organizations. And then once we come together as policy experts, we really don't have somewhere we stand on. So we need to be an organization that can actually even fundraise for itself. And we are the network of policy experts, so I believe that is our area of expertise. So we did the first thing of establishing a communications department of ourselves to try and make our communications easier. So we had an email, just a small thing as an email address that now belongs to the Alumni Association, and the executive committee can access it anytime. So anytime we need to give information, to communicate, to get in touch with our partner organization, we use that so that it can also form part of what is going as a report for what we have been doing. So we have that. Then we went to the second step and we tried to gather information about our members. So we created a Google Drive from our email, which would feed into a database for all our members. So we sent the link to our members to fill. After the addition of cohort 4, Emmanuel, how many are we supposed to be now? 140 something. At that point, we were, I think, 90 or something, but around only 23 members filled our database. And we were having a problem with, during that time, there are people who belonged to our alumni and belonged to the Aylf alumni, and there was that miscommunication. But we stuck with a database that would help us now identify you guys, your organizations, and what you do, so that we can see where to plug in as the alumni association. Then we moved to a work plan which had to get some few, I would say, meetings to agree on. Then we realized that our budget is quite very low. It is one of our concerns. It is one of the things that we report as the executive committee, that the alumni association is not really funded enough to do what it's capable of. But the only way that we can fundraise, if we are an independent organization, that we can employ strategies to fundraise for the association. And we have managed to push that conversation to the effect that we want it to be registered as a society. Now, to register as a society, you need to have a constitution. You need to have minutes of a general meeting of your members agreeing or resolving to be registered as a society. And that is the purpose of today's meeting. That is why we are following the sequence that we are following, because that is the sequence that is demanded of our minutes once we present them to the Ministry of the Social Development Department. We have managed to do support some of activities by our member organization, organizations by members. Some of you here have had activities zenye wame to invite, and we have been part of them. We have tried to assist in small ways here and there. And as we were coming to an end of our tenure, we happened to lose a member, one of our members. And it is at this moment that I will ask us to stand and observe a minute of silence in honor of our departed member. Thank you. Thank you. You may have your seats. The resting comrade served as the vice chair of the Alumni Association. He was the assistant to my predecessor here. And yeah, we hope that we can continue to keep at least a bond and know about each other, so that some of the information doesn't meet us in meetings. Sindio? And with that, we concluded by having some Twitter spaces. We also tried to conduct this meeting online, but unfortunately, not all of us are internet conversant. Let me use that for just to be safe. We are online, and most of our members I can see from Nini have joined us. And so we do not want to throw aspersions on what really happened. But I'm glad for those who have attended today and those who have made it here. That is what our work has been as the alumni. We have managed to do the first general meeting since we had an alumni, and I think it is at this moment that each and everyone who is here should just clap for yourself, for this is a historic moment. When it is said of where Imara came from, they will remember this day, because even our minutes will be remembering this day as the founding meeting for the Alumni Association. So you have done a very great thing by attending today. And with that, I finish my update. If anybody has has an issue or sees like there's some work I have not mentioned, I do a lot of work and sometimes I forget. Do I look like I have forgotten a work that we are doing? John, nimesahau nini? Ninaweza rusha. Okay. Funny bit is I also have a football team, so most of the time utanipata kwa ground. So ukiniona nikikurushia ngori ni kwa sababu that is what we do. That is the language I understand. Nitarushia mtu ngori. Like right now I can ask Luis, wamesema wanakuja? Gladys. Sasa unaona. You should be careful before nikurushie ngori tena. So the update part doesn't really have a plenary. I will invite 1 or 2 people to just make a comment about it and maybe criticize us for what we have not been able to achieve. Yes, I have one lady there. Okay.
I'm quite new around.
Yes.
I came in because I'm in a committee.
Okay.
LLF, we were chosen like 3 weeks ago when we were at Governor Kajiado's homestead.
Yeah.
So I want to know, what is this alumni you keep on talking about? Then the fellowship, I want to be join the next cohort. Then that the Google sheet that you said that you passed around, I didn't get what that was about.
Okay.
Yeah. Even our fallen comrade, I'm told, is Joseph. I didn't know. So I don't know a lot of things. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
I also want to know what is that alumni is. Can I be an alumni? Okay.
I'm loving that we are getting interest from other people. It shows that we are doing something, Ama. Yes. Wandia, say something. You join us and you don't tell us.
This is bullying, but ni sawa. So I think I'll pick up on the Imara fellowship and alumni, because I think that is what I'm quite conversant with. So the Imara fellowship is a fellowship where we are taught how to understand, first of all, and engage the community on how to understand and engage in policy. So how to join? For me, it was quite funny because it came up as an Instagram ad. You can tell how my socials are always political. Yeah, so it came as an ad, but I don't know how we can go about it. Maybe he will tell you where to, or when they open up. But I believe you being part of Aylf, once the fellowship, once they want to take cohort 5, you will have a better understanding. Ama they will give you an update. For the alumni, for you to join, you have to go through the Imara fellowship. Yeah. Kulikuwa na swali lingine?
Ulikuwa tuambie kama tunafanya kazi mzuri ama tufanyi kazi mzuri. Yaani nimekaa hapa nimeelezea.
Mimi nilikuwa namjibu.
Nimewaelezea venye kazi tumefanya. Hata hujaniambia kama tumefanya ama hatujafanya.
I'm just part of cohort 4. We just arrived, but ni sawa. I honestly feel like you guys are doing a good job so far, because when we joined, it was very smooth. I don't think kuna a point where we needed you guys and you didn't show up. Honestly, for me, I feel like you're stepping up. And for us joining, we now know where to join, how to join, and where to pick up from. So yeah, for me, it's thumbs up.
Thank you. There's a reason I had picked on you. Nisa unaweza keti. The reason I had picked on them is because one thing that, yes, I'll come to Evans. One thing that we have tried to really do as an executive committee, these persons I had stood hapa, is we have tried to offer a different kind of way of leading the alumni association by trying to create a bond with all of us hapa chini. So I like to use mantras, so I used to call it friendship, mentorship, and leadership. So the cohort 4 members will remember me so much because in the first academy yenye tunaendanga, I went to the academy as a facilitator. I taught them constitutional making. That's what I taught them. They can remember me from there. When they were going to these counties, they went to Nyamira, Meru, and Kajiado. I am the one who was making the pre-visits to the Waziri to organize for them a meeting, and then they will come. So most of them would actually hear kukiongelewa, and then, yes, Robin was here, and so I think, and one thing I would like to pass even as we go on, is that kind of comradeship from the association, that we who have been chosen to be on the executive committee are not really your leaders. Me, I believe one of the things we have been fighting with Akina Emmanuel, they will tell you so much, is I tell them, I don't lead these people. This is a group of leaders. All I do is harmonize what they want to achieve. I can't lead you guys. You guys are leaders in your own spaces. I can't claim to be leading you somewhere, but I can at least know this is what this one is doing, this is what this one is doing, how can we bring them together or to one forum. That's how we get to where we are. Now, Evans. Okay, before Kupatia Evans. Sorry, you said your name was? Yes. Lillian. Yes. Yes. So what happens is that we have 3 organizations. The organization that invited you, Aylf, has gone into a partnership with Siasa Place and another one called Macapil. And they created a program to equip the next policy leaders in Africa. So that is how we get drafted into the Imara Fellowship. It is a course that we take for 18 months. It involves what you can see here of experiential learning, community engagement, collaboration, and research. Once you have gone through that course, then when you graduate, you automatically become a member. The persons I was calling about, I was bullying from cohort 4, they just graduated last week. And I was part of their graduation. I even felt like I was graduating again because they graduated on the same day that I graduated 7 years ago. Same day. It was very interesting. Yes, Evans.
Thanks. And I think, just to say, I think the work that you've highlighted, great work. Of course, there is potential. Just to say that you and your team and the team that came before you have done your best to steer us to where we are. Kongole kwa hayo. You are shocked with my Swahili, but
I was wondering. Where the man comes from, there is no Swahili, but okay.
Where I come from, it's the problem comes next. I wanted to mention that word, association. But now my question is, it's not a question. I just want to hear from you as our chair and our leader on basically what is the high level direction that you see or vision that you see the association go to. We are an alumni, we are a network of, as the Imara says, policy leaders in Africa. Then we've finished this fellowship and we are now policy leaders and we form an association. What is the direction? What is the vision? You've talked about us having a constitution, this meeting, then registering. So what? So that what can happen? So what is that direction that you see this move to, and how does it look like?
Thank you so much. It's a very good question. It's a question I was really expecting, but I was expecting from Gladys. So swali yako imeenda ama bado unaweza ongea? I knew Gladys. Yeah, Gladys ilikuwa inakuja hapo.
Yeah, so having graduated from Imara 7 years ago, it feels very nostalgic, and I'm looking for ways in which, I don't know if my suggestion will work, but I feel like we are one big family now, and if we don't watch it, we'll grow very far apart, be so near to each other but very distant. So my suggestion is there a way where we can interact across the cohorts? Say, for example, when we are getting the next cohort, we can have maybe cohort 1 mentoring someone from cohort 3 or cohort 5, like at least, even if not for like 2 people mentoring each other, at least 3 or at least 2. At least for me to know someone in cohort 3, someone that I can work with, someone that I can guide through the course, or even in normal life circumstances. Yeah, the next suggestion would be for the leadership, should be there for 1 year for the association.
Yes.
I feel like it's a very short period of time. Okay, but constitutionally, like for the constitution of Imara Alumni Association, you should be in office for 1 year for the leaders that are chosen.
That is what we will decide here.
So I feel like if it's 1 year, it's too short, even for the leaders to organize and perform. Even by the time you see now we are growing, we are going to cohort 5. By the time you bring everyone on board and the vision of the leadership, by 1 year, it will be too short for you to perform and actually create an impact. So for the leadership, I would propose it be more than 1 year, if it is possible. At least 2 years. We would have felt the leadership of, say, like yourself. We actually felt the leadership of your predecessor. Though it was short, though, okay, the impact is there yet, but I feel like even more time, it would have created more impact because they had already gelled as a leadership, and steering us for at least 2 years would create a better impact. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, Tina has something to say. I love it when people have something to say.
I remember when cohort 3 was graduating, and I gave a suggestion that we, just the way the former speaker has said, we are kind of growing apart. There's no life into the whole alumni at the moment. So I had suggested that if the Alumni Association could come up in a way to highlight the successful stories of each cohort, not as an intimidation, per se, but as an encouragement or as a wake-up call to other alumni to at least get encouraged that what other people are doing. Because sometimes we get comfortable, and at the comfort zone, nothing happens. So when we are triggered, at least we find ourselves now coming out to do 1 or 2 things. So I had suggested that we do highlight stories of each cohort, those who are outstanding in each cohort, So maybe then somebody will be like, and then it's shared in platforms. We're in digital era. So we can say we use the website or the social media platforms just to highlight the cases that are outstanding in each cohort. So that way, maybe it can be a wake-up call to trigger each alumni to do better.
Nice one. Okay, now let me answer Evans. Now, to begin with, I made a passionate call to all of you guys minus cohort 4, the ones that were voting. And I believe it is what got me elected as the chairperson. And I had suggested that we create a revered alumni network. I had called us to have an identity, to build our capacity, and now to grow our wings outside of the organization. My belief, and I believe even the office that comes after us should be chasing, is that we should all be aligned to one goal, in as much as we are doing a lot of stuff out there. The idea for the alumni being independent and being an independent entity away from the fellowship is to ensure that there are things that we feel as the alumni we should be doing. We believe that the alumni should be supporting our members in their local projects, in their individual capacity. Most of us here lead organizations down there. You have activities that you do that align with what the alumni stands for. And we believe that alumni should be in a way that we should be offering you guys a call to give us proposal, and we give grants to 3, 4, 5. We do, the leadership of Akinatina had proposed that we do awards. We do an annual awards for the alumni for the works that you are doing in your different spaces. We felt that if we organize for an event to award you, that event will take more money from the budget, which we would have otherwise added you to enrich your activity or your project, to grow your project. But now the challenge that we faced is that now we found how our budget looks like, and we can not be able to even sustain one project of the alumni, like take over your project and fund you throughout. So why we would want to be independent is that now we would have a sort of an organization that we can have a bank account, we can have our own accounts, we can be able to champion to be, Evans, because I know you know this, what do you call them? These organizations that take funds so that they can sub-grant them to others. I don't know what you call them. I'm forgetting the name. But the idea was that we would harness for grants at a bigger stage and be able to give sub-grants to our members. But we cannot be able to do that if we are still part of a baby of a project in another organization. Unanielewa? So we had to be an organization ourselves so that we can actually fight for this money and then make sure that this money is going to our members, that the projects that they are doing, they can apply to us and we can support them. The second reason for us going independent is that we were also looking at you guys, or I would say even me, myself included, as assets. Tina, when you go to Busia, how many times in a year do you announce for, make a call for consultants? The course that you are taught here equips you enough to be a consultant for a county doing public participation or doing a youth policy bill in Garissa. but we cannot be able to do that alone. If we had been able to create the alumni association and create a brand for it, that it is known, anybody who's there is a policy expert. These are the people we expect to be the consultants in this kind of projects, then we would actually be bidding for these consultancy jobs as the alumni association. But we make sure the people who go there to offer the services are our members. When cohort 4 was doing their work, we had 2 calls for a baseline survey consultant and another one, I don't remember for what, they were 2. And we had proposed that it be given to the alumni association, and then from the alumni association, then we can pick, depending on availability and logistics, we can pick a member. So you can always be knowing utakaa nyumbani peke yake. For these opportunities, we will send Evans and Gladys to this one. We will send who and who. We will get invitations to conferences outside the country. We have some of our members in those countries. So why would Wintui want to be represented? We have a member of cohort 4, I was telling Tina just a few moments ago, who missed out on graduation because she got an internship at the UN in New York. So why would the alumni not be represented in meetings happening at the UN? So that is the vision for us. For us is that we want to create that organization that we can always tap in. You can come in as a consultant today. You can come in and have a project that you would want funded, and you get that funding from the Alumni Association. But these baby steps, this is where we get the stone rolling. And that's the hardest part. Once it starts rolling, then all these things can actually come to us. Have I answered your question? Yes, I believe that agenda has passed. We have exhausted it to the full minimum or full maximum, sorry. So we go to agenda number 2. And our agenda number 2 was the constitution making. Okay, I'm told there's some online views. My secretary is supposed to have alerted me. Sasa unaona mahali makosa inaingilia. Unaacha niongee hapa na mambo inafanyika huko chini na mimi sijui. Emmanuel, utatusaidia hapo? Nambua watu wanaongea huko sana. Na sijawataja. Now I look like I'm having a podcast. Sasa lazima nichukue simu za mashambani. Yes, caller number who. But anyway, I will look at that as we go on.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yes, Sofina.
Hello, everyone. It's me once again. So I think, Robin, I love the idea and I support the idea of independence. But I'm just concerned, number one, about the numbers, whereby I think we need to have a majority of us agree to the decisions that are made. So I'd be very keen to understand. I know you mentioned earlier we have 140 members, and even that not being the case, just working probably with the 90, since cohort 4 is still coming in, I would propose not to pass the agenda, but as my immediate chair has mentioned, work on the collaboration of the alumni network, so that we can also just honor the constitution in decisions can be passed with majority of the members agreeing to it. So I think that's the one thing I'd like to bring to our attention. Currently online, we have 18 participants. I don't know how many are in the room, and looking at, just working vaguely, on the lower side, working with the number 90, we should at least have 45 plus members to pass the decisions. So I'd like to hear what's the opinion of everyone on that before we proceed passing agendas without majority of the members.
Thank you. There was another hand, Uko. I don't think so. Okay. So now that would cover our next 3 agendas. That's on constitution, on registration, and support for initiatives. So members, as we have heard, there's been a question raised of quorum on whether we have achieved the quorum to pass the resolutions needed for this agenda. My take and what I explained even coming here is that the Alumni Association is you automatically become eligible to be, you become an alumni member once you graduate, once you have that commencement ceremony. But that doesn't mean that in our coming together in our registration, we are doomed or tied to that number of people who graduated. We have to be alive to the fact that there are people who we will graduate with who are not interested in being in a collaboration or in an organization together. It should be a movement of the willing. Joining later as a member or adding to us is a great thing. What is required from the ministry or the social development department is that for a society to be registered, you need to be at least 12 members. From the members that have attended today, I think from the list last I saw we were at 16. And if you add, even if we say 15 are from online, we have 30 members. So we have surpassed the number that is required from the social development department. I would say it shouldn't hinder us from making decisions to establish this beautiful thing, because not everybody will buy to this idea at the beginning. But once we have the stone rolling, then all our other members can join us. I think we have witnessed a little bit of some commotion today morning in our WhatsApp platform over the same thing. We are not tied to having all our 90 members. There are some who are not, I would say, in agreement with what we want to achieve. But that should not stop the general membership on where we are going or stop us from achieving our ultimate goal. I believe I have answered that question. Gladys has a reaction to that. My Secretary General is lost again. The microphone. So I think I can get 2-3 reactions, whether we proceed or you think we have to get 45 members so that we can decide to move forward. Yes, Gladys.
So I want to support what you're saying, and also what Sofina has suggested is also good. But you see, why we belong to the WhatsApp group is automatically people are just added to the group. And when we look at even the alumni groups we belong to, say, for example, the high school alumni groups, there are people who are given to the alumni association of their schools, and some are just in the WhatsApp group just for the fact that they went through that school. But again, there are serious members who have decided we are going to be part of this, And this is how we are going to claim ownership. For example, some alumni associations you have to register and pay some amount at least monthly. So I'm assuming there are people who came to Imara, they graduated, but they don't want anything to do with the alumni association, of which it's their right. We can't force them to belong. But I feel like we need to get it official. Like, having gone through Imara, if you want to become an alumni, these are the requirements. And we have to agree. For example, we can have a registration fee. Even if it's as little as 100 shillings, it's a commitment to show that no one is forcing you to belong, so that we can stop this narrative of we are so many, people are not committed. I feel like when people own something, honestly, they work for it and they support it by their sweat, by their presence. So I feel like if we can actually define who is in this association, then moving forward for us will be very simple. So maybe probably in the constitution should be something like a registration fee for those who really want to belong. Even if it's as little as 100 shillings, at least that is a show of commitment that yes, I want to belong here, or I don't want to belong here. Then from there, the leadership will have a very smooth ride. And even for us members, we'll be knowing where we are going and who we are going with. Yes.
Thank you so much. So yes, some people have not heard from. At least I know you from Aylf.
Yeah, thank you for the opinions that have been shared. I would propose something, the establishment of a charter. I know there was a policy document and now we are speaking about a constitution. A charter that outlines who's an alumni. And it's part of what we do as a transition process for the fellows as they graduate, taking them through the charter. This is what encompasses Imara alumni. And now the membership is outlined so that now they are onboarded into the alumni association, whereby now the association has a constitution that all the members abide in.
Thank you very much. I'm liking what I'm finding. Tina?
I want to ask questions raised by Sofina, Pioneer SG. She has raised, the first one is, I disagree with the registration of independent because she says the 2-year term is coming to an end, which already is against the constitution. Just to note, so that you'll respond. I'm just asking on behalf of Sofina. I think that was the question. Yeah. She was talking about disagreeing on registration of being independent. And then there was a question, just a minute, I've remembered. It seems some members have been blocked out. What are the criteria or that made them blocked out? Maybe you'll understand.
Yes, I think I know where that is coming from. One, I am very democratic. I welcome divergent opinion anytime. We will take this through the vote of persons who are here. So I value her opposition to us being an independent organization. Number two, I want to make it clear that we cannot have this meeting and register tomorrow. We are creating the foundation for the registration of the alumni as an independent association. I might not be the chairperson when that comes. I believe a call for elections has already been made. Emmanuel? yeah, but that should be made in due course. I will not be in office. I may not even be in office when we have the certificate coming to us. But what I want to ensure is that I picked up from where my predecessors left and I have pushed it to somewhere. Before they come and start registering, they will have the minutes of the founding members who made a resolution to register. They will find a constitution and maybe a charter for the members and decisions on how we become members to the registered entity. That is what I am proposing, and that is why I'll put the question to our participants here so that we can see whether we are proceeding with these 3 agendas or not. So the question is, do we need to have the 45-member quorum, or do we believe that we are built enough to proceed and make the resolutions? As many as oppose can raise their hand. The ones who are in support that we move on and go to the resolution can raise your hands. Yes. This one is recorded. Oh, I forgot to tell you, from the registration, there's something you are clicking that said consent. Yes, it was for the purposes yenye unaona Emmanuel akipiga picha, and this meeting is actually online and it is recorded. So even after this, you will have recordings of whatever we spoke of today. Yes. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yes. Now I understand it. Okay, so even online members, you can raise your hand. So I'll start by asking those in opposition. I hope Sofina is raising her hand down there. How many are raising their hands online in opposition? The question is whether we have quorum to move a motion for registration of the alumni as an association, as how we are, from the members who are attending here and those who have joined us online. So those in opposition can raise their hands. We have one online. Okay. I can't see the mover of the motion. All right. Higher. Let's just be sure. For those who are in support, a show of hands. Both here and online. We start with here. We are here. So here is unanimous. I want to know online. So we had opposition from Bernard and Sofina. Well, the problem with democracy is that his motion is a bit null and void, ab initio. Anyway, I want to make this fast kwa sababu tumekalia pale, but that needed to be done. We needed to have that conversation. So on this constitution making part, I was proposing, it was my proposal, that we can have a dedicated team that will only need like 3-4 days online, and you can come up with something. We had prepared something in advance, so I will sit with whoever is on that panel, and we just take 3 or 4 days to come up with something that we can share through, based on proposals and things that people would like to see on the constitution. So far, I've taken the one for registration fees. I've taken the one for a charter for who is a member. There's been a question on mentorship and pairing members on the same, I would say, career path. So before I proceed to hear more proposals on what you would like interested, I would like first to get 3 people to volunteer to join me so that we can take these views together. So before you either volunteer or I start bullying people. I need volunteers to join me so that we can collect all these ideas from our members, what we had as a draft. Yes. Okay.
So my suggestion, I think we've dealt with one substantive issue.
Yes.
That the people here physically and the people online can make decisions.
Yes.
So we've dealt with that.
Yes.
I ask that the next discussion be, now that we are clear that we can make the decision on behalf of the association, then the next one we can have a discussion and you can
We can.
and I think it came through, if we are aligned with the direction of independence.
Okay.
So once we deal with that, then now we deal with how do we start foundations of actualizing that.
Nice. Nice. So what I'll just do, I'll just swap those, my SG can note that in our minutes, that now we swap those agendas so that we can have that question on registration come before we start creating a constitution. Okay? So members, I would like to put the questions to you, that whether the Imara Fellowship Alumni Association should be registered as a society with the Social Development Department. As many as support that decision, you can raise your hand. I would like to hear your voice on that. So before I take my vote, maybe I can have two people. There's someone called Philip who's complaining. I don't know, you can check on that, SG. So Evans, SG, start there. I think you had your, okay, start with Evans.
It was initially just a suggestion that
no, just tell us. I know you support. Why do you support?
This is my thinking.
Yes.
And not just first why I support. I think generally it is good that we are taking that direction, and there are people who feel it is the best direction, and there are others who feel it is not the best direction. For me, before even I cast my vote, I like to hear opinions on those who feel it is not the best direction. I think, Chair, you made a case on why you feel and why the office feels that it is the direction. I just want to hear a little bit about those who feel it is not the best direction. But a couple of questions just also in my mind. Conversation with our partners. What have you been getting as the feedback from the 3 partners that implemented the fellowship and that are still guiding? What do you feel are the thing? And the reason why I ask that is that sometimes there is an opportunity to deal with both concerns for both cases. This is an example. I've led a similar process in an organization that I worked, and we supported labor a youth platform, and it got to a place that the youth platform said they feel constrained if they behave as our children, and they want to get some wings to fly. Most of the discussion we are getting here, and we supported them in that process, some form of independence, and then we saw them as equal partners and agreed on an MOU, how we can still both work together. And that dealt with the issue that some people felt that if we go independence, we are cutting ties and all those discussions. So probably I can just hear from people who are opposing to see.
Okay. Before I go online, I like to ambush another person. She will get me later, but I have to ambush her. The question you asked is very important, and I believe the best person who can answer us. Someone just walked into the room. Na hapo kuna kuanga na pesa. Sasa lazima tuongee vizuri. We have a member of our partner organization joining us, and maybe we can hear from you. We are at a point where we are discussing our registration as an independent organization, and members would like to know whether us registering or us being alone is cutting ourselves from collaboration with Siasa Place. We stop getting something from, or we lose some of the privileges that we had being your babies. So karibu sana. Tumpigie tu makofi tu wakuja hapa tusalimia. Hapa ndio pesa yetu imekuwa ikitoka sofa. Hii yote hata chenye unaona tumefanya. Bila yeye na Emmanuel umesikia nikishinda nikimuita. And another one who's not here called Edith. Hatungekuwa na kitu hapa. Ukweli? Yes. So karibu sana Madam Judy.
Naongelea hapa.
Ongelea hapo. This is a free space. Lakini kuja tu ndio nipigwe picha na wewe nisikie poa. Unajua kuna watu wako online sasa hao wanasikia tu nikisema unakaa lovely lakini hawajui.
Habari zenu? Well, I've just arrived. Yeah, but it's good to be here. Good to see some old faces, new faces. Wow, ungeniacha hata nipumue kwanza. But anyway, I think I got in at the right time. Well, the right person to respond to this should be the host, who is Aylf, because he deals directly with the alumni. But I'll just briefly talk about the vision. So the vision was to have the alumni as an independent entity, not necessarily taken away from Imara, because now it's Imara alumni, so you can never take that away from us, you know. And then also the partnership is something that should be ongoing, because now after every graduation of every cohort, now we have to orient the outgoing cohorts into the alumni. So it doesn't necessarily mean pesa itakuwa haikuji, amtakuwa mnapata support, but it's more of you guys having the independence of making decisions. For example, I know at the start of the year we had a lot of challenges, because now this is what the alumni wanted, but now the office is saying this. The approval process from the office is like this, and you see it's not realistic on the ground because the next activity is the AGM and it's tomorrow, and you guys are telling us you don't process money on Monday. So what does that mean? So we were also thinking about the executive committee making decisions on behalf of the entire alumni without having to ask Siasa Place, what do you think about this? Aylf, what do you think? Well, of course, Tuambia, this is what we think, but it all goes down to the alumni, what wananchi want. So it's not separating us guys, but having, you know, we are always talking about youth in decision-making spaces. So it's more of practicing what we preach. Because now we've seen you from the first cohort, now you're on the fourth cohort. In Amanisha, there's capacity. So we don't necessarily have to be those people who are still bulldozing and making decisions from the office and saying, next month, alumni will do this for International Youth Day. But that's just what the office wants, not what the executive committee wants, not what the alumni network wants. So it's not a separation, but rather having them have that independence of decision making. And even when it comes to fundraising, wanaweza kuja watuambie, tumeona hii kitu, we'll second, we'll refer. If we have networks, we'll push from within. But it's the independence aspect. Emmanuel, have I represented the vision well? Thanks. Asanteni sana.
Asante sana, hata nimekuambush na ukakua nini. Evans, umejibiwa kidogo. Emmanuel, tunaweza get that online feedback. There was a Bernard and Sofina. Yes, we wanted to hear from them.
I think
yes.
To our able chair, I mean, at the end of the day, us sitting together to make these decisions is what matters. So that majority of our members are saying it's okay. I think it's proper that we just proceed.
Okay, Bernard. All right. Okay. There was someone who was projecting for me so that I can. Quinto Masinda says, I'm of the opinion. Imepotea tena. Oh, I'm of the opinion that we continued as an independent entity. There's Caroline who say, Emmanuel says independence is key. That's the only way forward. Carol has responded, why do you think it's the only way forward in your opinion? Okay, I'm loving that they are having a debate of themselves. Caroline had also agreed that we proceed as an independent entity, but now she wants to hear again why. Lucy also consented to proceeding as an independent entity. So we are doing this one for here. Emmanuel, ndio utanipigia picha that those who are in support that we do register as an independent entity, raise your hand. Ninataka evidence. Sitaki ikuwe ni mimi nilisema. So we are done. I can put the question. For the members that support the motion that we be registered as an independent entity, more specifically a society, please raise your hand if you're in support of that motion. Emmanuel, umepata? Niko na evidence, Emmanuel. Ama uko sawa? Okay. Online, anybody? Okay. Online, I think we've had some feedback also in support. And I don't want to belabor that point because we have moved on that motion. So I would like to propose that the two next agendas be subjected to that task force so that we don't get to debate here. We will not get to get everyone's idea here unless we spend the whole day here on what you would like included, what you would want supported. So before I bully people, who had decided to join me before I bully people? Immaculate, unasemaje? You okay, so I'm told we are also on YouTube. Apigeni makofi kwanza kwa communications. Leo nayo tuko poa. Emmanuel, kudos, good job, si ndio? When we see something good, we tunasema. So I just wanted to hear from members whether you think tunaweza discuss hizi vitu hapa sahi ama tungoje kwanza tutengeneze team ya bring together so that we can tuichangie ikiwa imewekwa kwa meza, kwa sababu nikiuliza hapa a constitution normally ya nini ya society iko na 8 chapters, tutamaliza leo. So are we in agreement on that one? We are in agreement on that one. Hiyo sidhani tuko na maswali mingi. So you volunteer or I bully someone. More specifically, I would like us to get cohort 2, 3, and 4, because I am in cohort 1. So bado hakuna mtu ana volunteer? Okay, who here is from cohort 2? Members of cohort 2? Yes. Cohort 2, we have 4 members. Is there anybody who is willing to volunteer before I bully one of you? To join me in that cohort, we come up with these documents only. We are creating a task force so that we don't have to discuss all those ideas here. We want to come up with a constitution, a charter for how to become members, and the sort of support or what the alumni will be doing for the members. Yes. So, umekubali kunijoin? Yeah. Thank you. Now, cohort 3. Who is here from cohort 3? Kuna mtu anainua mkono hivi ndio nisimuone ni mbuli eh. Na sita volunteer tu. Nisishinde nikiwasumbua. Oh, okay. Online guys, for this one, wacha tu tuwanyime hiyo privilege, because now we will have a problem of getting together. Most likely, nataka tunaweza keti mahali, we discuss on how we can move forward. Sindio? Yes. Cohort 4. Hi, my people. Majenzi nyinyi ndio mnaogopa kuinua mkono. Yes, I'll have a lady for that one. So some. Unajua wandia hata uzunguke wapi uwezi ni hepa, uwezi ni toroka. Wherever you go, you'll always find me there. So members, by just doing that, I want us to clap for our new task force. Hata waanze kazi na ka motivation kidogo, si ndio? Usimtume mahali volunteer alafu unamtuma tu hivyo. Anyway, that beats 3 of our agendas. And I don't think we have matters arising. Hiyo nitakuwa ninadanganyana. We have arisen all that needed to be arisen here. And because I can not get A or B, I'll ask if there's any A or B as of now. Kama kuna mtu wako na kitu inamuwasha sana. Online kuna kitu inawasha mtu sana. Evans anawashwa. And I have to remind you that now, as we are the people standing between our... Yes. Okay, so our partner organization are gracious enough to allocate us a small chunk from the program's budget to the Alumni Association, just to kick us off, to get us starting. So for our entire tenure, we had a budget line of 200,000. That is what we have worked on everything up to today. Okay. So my hope or my opinion, what we plan to do was that this being part of the activities on the work plan, we were planning to do now. We do a report to our organization every time we do an activity, and that is when we can be able to correctly put how much money was used for this, how much. So we could not be able to come and tell you we gave out transport reimbursement for this much, while we don't know how many came today and stuff like that. So we will provide that to members. One thing that we have insisted on is creating that transparency link for us. That is how you find us sending you emails to you personally. We are hoping we can put everything of ours kwa meza. That's a good A or B. And I want to say that I have finished everything that is required of me as per the procedures and the regulations of a society. And to finish off, I would like to ask for volunteer. This one itabidi I have bullied someone. There's one of us who also joined us. Nimekuwa nikilia hapa niko cohort 1 peke yangu. Pia nikajoiniwa na mwingine. And because we have not had her lovely voice, I will volunteer her to pray for us. As we are hoping to go to lunch immediately so that we come back later for the others. Kuna another meeting inaendelea and mumeona tunasukumana hapo kwa chakula, wacha tuende sahi before hao watoke, si ndio? So Louis, you will get to have the honor of praying for us na kukuja hapa utusalimie, utuambie umetoka wapi, ulikuwa cohort gani, na pia utuambie unapenda vegetable gani na kwa nini before utuombe. Alafu uombe chakula.
Hello, my name is Lois Kenya. I work for the government as a communications officer, particularly in the energy sector, nuclear power and energy agency. I know it's quite a controversial source of energy, but well, that is where I work in promoting the nuclear power program. And I'm really glad to be here. I'm in cohort 1 with our president here. Yeah, I look forward to just seeing this vision come to life. And yeah, let's just collaborate and work together to just ensure that this comes to life as envisioned. So thank you so much for the opportunity even to pray for the lunch. Let us pray. Everlasting God, we thank you this afternoon. Thank you for gathering us. Thank you, Jehovah God, for this alumni fellowship association, oh Lord. We pray that every plan that is in place, oh God, even as we chart the way forward, oh God, we pray that you're going to capacitate us, oh God, with ability and skills that are going to direct us to achieve this vision, O King of all the glory. We pray that, Jehovah Lord, for the executive team, we pray for unity of purpose, sense of direction, O Lord, and we pray that you're going to equip them with every skill that is required, Jehovah Lord, to guide us as an association, oh Lord Almighty. Father, even as we break for lunch, we pray that the food shall be essential to our bodies, oh Lord. Father, we thank you and we honor you. In Jesus' name, God, we pray and give thanks. Amen.
It is now 12:50. As the chairperson, I adjourn this meeting. Thank you. The second letter is O. Pia O, mtashindwa kutengeneza O. Then another C. Then an O. Then N. Acha nione sasa hapa ndio vituko zinaingia. And you just bend. Just bend. Look like you're touching your toes. And then U. And a T. After space. Tumeishika sasa. Hiyo ilikuwa triceps. Sasa tunaifanya tukimalizia mpaka usikia ako kamfupa kamelia koko. Sawa? Aya. Give me a C. Give me an O. Give me a C. Give me an O. Give me an N. Give me a U. Give me a T. Now clap for yourself as you sit. At least chakula imefika kwa miguu, si ndio? Yes. It is my time to officially hand over this mic. Sasa mtaacha kuniona. Let me invite our SG. Atuambie ni nini tunakuja kufanya. Sawa sawa. SG tena umepotea.
So, good afternoon, everyone. So, we are now going to this next session, which is a panel discussion. We'll be having panelists here, each representing each cohort. We have cohort 1, cohort 2, 3, and 4. Basically, we'll be measuring on the cohort 1, 2, and 3 to elaborate what they have been able to do in their own capacities. Cohort 4, they are now 1 week old from graduation. So they'll tell us again how their experience were in their training program. So I want to invite the panelists. And Tina will be our moderator for the session. So cohort 4 will be represented by Pascal. Welcome. Cohort 3, Wakili, Mother Njoki. Take your seat. Cohort 2. Who is representing cohort 2? Oh, joining us online. Philip. Them, okay. Then cohort 1 will be represented by Louis. Kindly take your seat. So are we online? Are we back online? So Philip is on the line. Chairman, can you agree between you and Louis? Welcome. Makofi mpigie. So, yeah, Philip will be joining virtual. So, welcome the moderator so that you can take over the discussion. Where's the other mic?
Okay, sorry, didn't. So I go ahead.
Okay. Madam Tina here being a chair, haezi fanya kitu kama haja introduciwa. So lazima unaanza na kusema give it up to our MC and our moderator for the session, Madam Tina.
You are a politician. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as we are seated here, remember this is Imara Alumni AGM meeting, and we just want to contemplate on what we have learned, what we feel we can change. So those who are seated up here and those who are listening in, even online, those are policy change makers. And we hope that from the knowledge we gathered during the training, will help us impact positively to the community in which we come from. So we'll have a few questions to ask our panel pertaining issues of leadership, governance, and basically just what we went through in terms of training with the Imara fellowship cohort. So I think I will start by them introducing themselves, because we cannot go straight to questioning and responding to what I have to raise here when we don't know who are seated at the panel. So kindly, maybe we can start with the introduction.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Pascal Wambua, Court 4. As I said in the morning, I preside an organization known as Kenya Malaria Youth Corps. We are leading the Zero Malaria campaign, and our plan is to end malaria by 2030. Tutawezana? Tutawezana? Asanteni sana.
Good afternoon. My name is Martha Njoki. I come from Kiambu County, Cohort 3. I'm a lawyer by profession and also a founder of an organization called She's Africa Hub, where we deal with access to justice, civic education, and gender equality. Looking forward to have an engaging conversation.
Good afternoon. My name is Lois Kenya. As I had said, I work for the government as a corporate communication officer, and basically I'm in the energy sector. A nuclear power program just came about on being a source of energy that can diversify the energy in Kenya. So basically, Nuclear Power and Energy Agency deals with promoting the program. So basically I just do a lot of advocacy work. I'm also a mother of a 10-year-old. Thank you. We hope we have a very engaging conversation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And before I go to the panel, I will reintroduce myself. I'm Christine Namaindi. I work in the county government of Busia in the Directorate of Gender. And by virtue of passion and divine favor, I'm a menstrual health and hygiene management champion. And not to brag, but I'm a pioneer chairperson of Imara Alumni Association. Thank you very much for the clap. Now, my first question will go to Pascal. Pascal representing cohort 4. From the leadership perspective of what we learned at the fellowship, what will be your take in terms of the influence on how you see it with the government in play?
From what we learned, especially how to make governments work in hard places, and how to relate with the current government of the day, is that governments will come and go, but states or countries will remain. What is important for stakeholders, and I believe every person with an ID is a stakeholder in this nation, has got a say, has got an influence in one way or the other to bring change, or rather to affect decisions that are made by the executive, the legislature, and also the people in the judiciary. So what is important is taking part in those democratic exercises as an individual, because I believe each and every person who has an ID is a leader. And there is a lot you can do as a leader to influence policy, to influence everything that the government or the government of the day has to do for the time being, as we wait for the other governments. Because at the moment, there is a conversation saying that, like for instance, many people are not happy with what's happening by what the current administration is doing. So the point they are saying is, let's wait for 2027 to teach the current administration a lesson. But the reality is we can't wait for the other election period for us to bring change we want, to put the leadership we want. The aspect of ensuring that we put our leaders, we ensure that our leaders are accountable by not voting them out, by questioning them through petitions, through, we have seen the Gen Z coming out to maandamano, and also questioning the leaders when you meet. You know, our leaders, they are used to, wherever we meet, ni kuwapatia our grievances. Like I meet with my member of parliament, instead of now engaging in a conversation that's helpful to the people from my constituency, I bring my issues. Like, mheshimiwa, unajua niko na shida ya fees, mheshimiwa, unajua niko na rurashu this certain date, mheshimiwa, unajua, all that, it becomes.
Allow me to cut you short. Good afternoon. Okay. There's a point you've mentioned, that's why I'm trying to cut you short, not because you have proceeded the time, no. You have mentioned about the youths and being personal when they're addressing the leaders. My question will be, as you proceed to answer the question that I've put in play, what will be your advice to the youths, especially when they're doing interactions with the leaders at the moment? How well do you think they should approach their leaders? Because you just mentioned most of them personalize their meeting with the leader. So what is the best advice to the youths who are listening to this conversation? How will you advise them when they meet the leaders who are chosen by them?
The young people should understand that they are also leaders and should engage their leaders as fellow leaders, or rather as equals. The difference between me and my member of parliament is maybe because my member of parliament is elected, I'm not elected. But when we meet, we should engage as people who have a good vision for maybe my constituency, and engage at that level, not at a personal level whereby I issue my problems. And most of those leaders, if you go that way, they disrespect you.
Thank you very much. Kindly pass the microphone to, if you can she's the lawyer at the panel here. If I got it right, you remind me your name kindly, but my question is this. From the civic education we have gathered from the fellowship, the training, has there been a situation where you have practically put it in play at the community level? Or have you ever been in a situation where you see it being practiced at the community level from the civic education that we gathered from the fellowship?
Okay. So after the fellowship, I got an opportunity to participate in national and local political campaigns and under Azimio. So I happened to be in a campaign assistant to a candidate who was vying for member of parliament in Githunguri constituency. So I was only the female leader in that campaign management committee, and I got that opportunity to engage with the community. This was my first time doing grassroots political campaigns. And through the training that I had gotten from Imara, I was able to have that first-hand interaction in terms of engaging with the community on policy issues, electing good leaders. So Imara prepared me for that. Also, I got the opportunity to have that international exposure where I got an opportunity to be a fellow under Salzburg under civic education, and I was able to relate what I had done to Imara in a global forum. So for me, Imara was an opportunity that exposed me to grassroots political campaigns and also the international forum.
Thank you very much. My next question will be to Louis, and at the moment we have the aspect of Gen Z movement, and most of the time is because maybe there's resistance to change. So from what we learned from the fellowship Imara, maybe if you can give us a scenario or a picture where we have the difference between idealism and realism. Like, you know, we have this aspect of what we talk about and what is reality on the ground. Maybe in any scenario where you feel it can be applied.
So I would say Gen Z are really great change makers. I like the radicalization that is happening, and this tells the politicians or leaders in this country that we have a younger demographic who are really concerned with the matters of governance in this country. And this is quite, this shows that there is need to engage them during development of policies, engage them from top level and even in the local level. So I would say for good governance to happen, there is isolation. We can't do policy development with isolation. There is need to include all the demographic, from young people, from disabled people, or people in the local communities, so that we are able to develop policies that caters for all kinds of people. Yeah, that's what I would say.
On the same issue, my question will be, from the issue of resistance to change, what do you think maybe we go wrong when you talk about idealism and realism? You know, there's a situation where maybe youths don't get it, that you might be pushing for a scenario where it's just an idealism of paperwork, but in reality, like vile Mswahili atasema kwa ground vitu ni different. What do you think maybe is the problem, or where is the boundary on how, or how can we, what is the solution for us to understand the real issue that we should be pushing for, and not the influence of maybe the emotional entanglement of the situation maybe at hand? Is there maybe a solution to getting to understand the difference between realism and idealism, especially to the Gen Z movement in play at the moment?
I would say yes. If you go to the grassroots level and engage with people, then you will get an understanding of where the problem is. And what are some of the solutions that these people are requesting or recommending. But when we make policies, when we are seated in the offices, then there is a gap that is not being filled. So this tells us, even the people who are in decision-making tables, they need to go to the ground and make sure they understand what the problem or the challenges are for that society, so that they are able to bring or develop solutions or policies that address those solutions specifically, factoring in all ideas that have been given on the grassroots level, and that will make great change. Other than developing policies that are on the book, but practically in the ground, they are not even aware this policy is being made. So I feel like in our society today, there is a disconnect in that area, and there is need for our leaders, political leaders, all kind of leaders, to go to the community, engage the community, and understand where they are coming from, so that we are able to level up the playground. Thank you
Very much. I think the point is being part of the policy from the starting point to the end of putting the policy framework in play. I think that way will be more of a reality than the idealism part of it. My next question goes to Pascal. The question will be, what policy or governance challenge resonates well with you, and what will be your solution to it? Policy or governance challenge that resonates well with you, and what will be the solution to it?
Well, I think as a country, we have got no problem with policies, because it's said that Kenya is well known for coming up with the best policies ever. But now the problem comes when it comes to implementation of these policies, because you find that people who come with these policies might have their maybe hidden interest in it. So they are pushing for these policies to gain, or rather to achieve some certain individual gains. So what lacks the challenge here is lack of good political will to implement these policies, and also now the issue I've just mentioned, that people are serving their interest, forgetting that policies should serve should serve the community and should solve maybe a problem or a challenge that is affecting the community at large, not a situation whereby you come with a policy that affects only you alone. Like for instance, I come from Makueni County, and we border the wildlife, the Savo, Uko, Mutituandei, and then on this other side we have Konza City, where we have got wildlife. Most of the time we have this wildlife-human conflict. So I was in a position to share my ideas on how we can come up with a policy that first will solve that problem. Now, when you go to those platforms to share your ideas, none of the people will come and say, hey, compensation, tunataka ukinguzwa na simba milioni mbili. Now, the issue is you can't compare life and money. So people are seeing that the financial bit of it, not forgetting that a life is lost. But what I've been pushing is first of all to ensure that the people around those regions get knowledge on how to live with those animals, because due to climate change, watavuka tuna watakuja in your homestead and you'll get them there. First of all, people to be taught how to behave when maybe you see an elephant, how to behave when you see Aina, how to behave when you see a lion, because that way we prevent the effects of that conflict, rather than waiting to be affected by the conflict and then to push the government to compensate you, and life is lost, maybe property is lost, and maybe the government might give you millions, 2 million, and maybe you are worth billions. So you see, you are losing as a community. So those are some of the challenges that we face, and also democracy. Democracy is also a challenge because we live in a world, or rather in a country, where the majority their way, but the majority might not be right, and sometimes the decisions of those the many people might be influenced by maybe some few characters. For example, we have. I'm sure most of us have attended those public participation activities. When you go to those public participation, you find that yes, people are sharing their ideas, but the area MCA or the MP has brought a certain people who are well trained to speak certain way, to serve a certain interest. So you find that the essence of it might not achieve what really was anticipated, because those people are saying things that are maybe popular, political, to serve the master, that is the politician who has maybe paid for them, facilitated them to get into that public participation.
Thank you very much. Maybe you can pass the mic. This will be my last question to the panels. Then maybe we can get views from those in the room and maybe those who are online. And my question to you will be, Imara emphasizes more on the value-driven leadership. What is that value that you live by that is non-negotiable? That now that you are now practical in the community, what is that value that you feel like this is not negotiable? Because that is what we have been trained on, that we have value-based kind of leadership. Yes.
First, if you may allow me, I would want to go back to your question on balancing idealism and realism.
Okay.
So first we need to accept this is the reality. We have a government that does not uphold the rule of law. We have a government that attacks human rights. We have a government that disobeys court orders. But we need to think, what are the priorities? We have a government that has neglected the health system. We have a government that has neglected the education system. Those are the priorities. So after understanding the priorities, what can we do? So first, can you hear me? So first, after understanding what are the priorities, we need to understand how the system works. Since 1963, we have been complaining of the same problems, barabara, hospitali, mashule. But first we need to understand the system, how it works. Do we work from outside the system or do we work inside the system? They say, if you have watched the House of Cards, you hunt or you get hunted. Or the closer you are to the source, the closer you are to the source, the higher your property value. Do we need to get closer to the system to understand how it works so that we can make that change, or do we work outside from the system? So if we want to work outside the system, we need to build alliances, the power of unity. If we work together as a people, we are able to hold the government into account. But it's not working together for commercial interest. It's not making noise so that we are able to get a certain political seat. It's working together to achieve change at the grassroots. Another thing that we need to understand, if we work together, we need to understand that change does not come easily. It's a process. It might take 10, 20 years to achieve what we are fighting for now. So we need to understand that change is a process and we need to be patient. Back to your question. Yes. The value that I uphold is integrity and honesty in whatever you do. It starts and resilience. First, you need to understand that
at times you may have that will to work with the community, but you do not have the resources. You'll find that you have a dream, you share it with the people, but no one understands your dream. You, as the vision bearer, you need to stand firm. You need to look at the bigger picture. It's not me, it's about the community. So having that resilience, no matter what the challenges, being resilient is one of the values. And it does not take, you might sell an idea to the community, but they do not understand. Some will fight you, but it's the resilience that keeps you going. Also, when it comes to integrity and honesty, as a lawyer, I have that duty to the public and to the court. So it's up to me to integrate honesty and integrity. It starts by the small resources that you are given to implement, to support the community. If you are not honest with these small things, you can never be honest with the small things. So we need to be honest and uphold integrity. Yeah.
I think just to add to that, on the issue of value, I've done a lot of community work since 2017 when I was doing mentorship and menstrual health and hygiene. So, you know, when you start a program, you look like people don't understand. But especially for me, now that I was doing menstrual hygiene, it was still a taboo topic at that level. But right now, we can see so many people, key players coming out to talk about menstrual hygiene. So sometimes I always feel like I'm kind of a spiritual person. I always feel like if it's a divine favor, there's a way God will align you with the right people. So you don't have to struggle so much. What you do what you you know, it's like therapeutic to you to ensure that you feel, apart from just giving the products, you're also giving them knowledge to understand how to navigate within the menstrual health and hygiene management. That is, how do they manage their menses? What is there to learn? You know, we're talking about safe disposal methods. Do they know about that? If you're talking about cultural norms or values associated with menstrual hygiene, do they understand that? So for you, it's a divine calling that you enjoy even if people don't get it. But in the long run, it now makes sense to people. Now everybody wants to be part of the movement. So at the end of the day, I always say that be persistent. Be persistent and just be intentional with the niche that you run with. I think that is the best way to look at it when you're talking about integrity. Integrity in the sense that when you are talking about this subject, the community resonates very well with you because they can relate to you like somebody who is sober when you are addressing that issue. I think that is part of what I wanted to address, an issue of value-based leadership.
So for me, the value that I abide with is integrity, teamwork, and partnership, or rather collaboration. In this sense, for integrity, most of the time public institutions have been viewed as sources. This is where people pocket money, do all sorts of things without following the required processes or procedures in acquiring maybe tenders and all that. So one of the things that I really emphasize on, even when my friends reach out for me for jobs, I tell them jobs are there. These are areas where you can, or places that you can apply for jobs, but there is no shortcut. It's not going to give a leeway for shortcuts. You can advocate for someone to get that job or recommend, but you can't give bribes, you know. So I really emphasize integrity so that you get to the table with the sense that you belong there. But if you use shortcut, then you won't feel that you belong to that table. On partnership and collaboration, basically united we stand, divided we fall. So for instance, during Gen Z movement last year, when the bill was rejected, basically they united generations together and they fought for a common good. Did it work? Yeah, this tells us that there's need for unity of purpose to unite together and work on things, policies, addressing issues. But if we are divided, then we may not go far or achieve the goals that we are trying to push. Thank you.
Before I get maybe questions or contribution to the discussion here with the panelists, there's a point you've made, and it came to mind that when you're working with integrity, when you enter a room, you'll command that listening ear, because they know you want to speak sense, you want to educate sense, you are authentic with your conversation. So there's a way, by virtue of respect, they will want to listen, because they know this is somebody who is very intentional with his engagements and all that. So maybe if we can get reactions from the room, any reaction? Do you have anyone who has any reaction pertaining the leadership, governance, policy frameworks, and our experiences in the community level? It seems this panel covered more than they expected, so I think I will end it here. Thank you very much for the online alumni who are following the conversation today, and to the newly graduated cohorts, we wish you all the best. And as I said in the morning, go and cement your space. Go and break those ceilings. That is the only way you will get the attention of the right people in the right boardrooms and in the right rooms. Thank you very much.
Hai bwana, wapigieni makofi vizuri hata. Wanaweza katalia hapa. Wapigieni makofi, itawafukuza hapa. Asanteni sana guys. It's been really good to hear from you. Watu wanajua mimi napenda kusikiza sana. So nafanya kazi poa. Mimi sijui kushika vitu za yellow. Acha nisiseme one time. Anyway, guys, I want to appreciate the panel kwa sababu ya kazi mzuri yenye wamefanya. Nimesikia vitu siku hata zingine najua wanafanya, so nitatafutana na wengine. She's Africa, kuna kitu huko ni invite, lakini wacha tutakulana nikishashuka kutoka hapa. Anyway guys, I'm very grateful for your showing up and everything that we have been able to achieve so far. So we are going to a session yenye haifai kuni take long. Nataka ni tumalizie tukimalizia, si ndio? Ndio mpate chance ya kubonga bonga na kuinteract kiasi. So allow me at this opportunity to invite our partner organizations. Hata watuambie vitu mbili tatu. Kama hakuna pesa pia tuambiwe, si ndio? Ndio tujue hapa mapema ni mapema. So for this opportunity, let me start with Siasa Place. And please help me welcome Madam Judy once more here. Unajua mkipiga kidogo alafu asimame hapa aseme hakuna pesa, msinilaumu.
Roho anakuanga mwanasiasa sana. Sana. Anyway, mimi sijui kufunga mikutano, lakini nimefurahia sana kukuwa hapa siku ya leo. I came late, but the late hours that I've been here, you guys have done an amazing job. I love the idea of the task force. Emmanuel pale alikuwa ananiambia, hata tujamaliza mkutano and you already have a way forward. And I think that's the way to go. I also love that there's a mix of all the cohorts represented, in as much as there's a cohort that has 2, another one has 3. The excited ones are also here. Ni mafresha. Mafresha wamejaa hapa sana. And I think just to let the other cohorts know that the newest cohort is a fairly young cohort. Hii cohort ilitukimbiza mbio. Ilikuwa na majenzi. I think the oldest person in that cohort was like 25. Exactly. So walikuwa natukimbiza maswali kila saa. They have very weird concerns. You know, it was just a lot, but it's always good to have a diverse group. As Siasa Place, we are still committing to the Alumni Association. When we see people like Kinaro out there shining, we are like, huyo ni wetu. tukiona msee wetu manzi ameshutiwa huko kwa maandamano tunasikia vibaya, lakini tuko like we've been counted as Imara. Bad joke. But yes, it's always good to see your people everywhere. So kukiwa na maandamano wase wetu wako hapo. Kukiwa na mambo inachemka huko TikTok, vile mse yu chachisha TikTok, anahonga live TikTok. Akienda mahali popote na kuna kitu inachacha, lazima aweke TikTok. So we love to see it. Tina, we are so proud of you. Tina ni ule mse mwenye leo anakupigia Judy. So nataka ku step down. Siwezi kuachia wa committee tena kwa sababu sasa mimi sasa niko kwa board ya sijui nini kwa county government. We love to see it. Tuko like hao ni watu wetu. When we see people saying they are stepping down to step into a bigger role, we are also proud, and we love to have our people in these spaces. So thank you so much. Thank you for the mentorship. Anyokot is here because of Tina. And to the rest of you, please bring people to the cohort. Wacha watu wakuje kwa hiyo cohort kwa sababu waone vile Evans anadu in life. You know, like Evans is that person that we look up to, and they told us they were an Imara fellow. Now look at them. So those are things we like to hear. Again, when you guys go independent, it's not goodbye. We just love.
I was saying I only know the cohort 4s and maybe a few faces that I've been working with. I've seen some beautiful faces during the National Prayer Breakfast, and they've been supporting our work through mentorship and trainings, and we love that. So my work at Imara is communications, ensuring that you guys are informed, making sure that the work that our fellows are doing is in the limelight as well. So we're looking forward to having a meaningful journey with you guys. We've had ups and downs with the current team, and I'm hoping that that challenge and that fight will yield into something good. I'm happy for the work that you guys are doing, and we're looking forward to connecting deeper with you in this journey. At Aylf, we believe in long-lasting relationships, and I was talking to Gladys there that we don't just come here to connect over trainings and community engagements. We also want you guys to connect deeply and build those friendships, and we are very vocal on that, and that's why we're coming on board as the partner organization supporting social media and alumni. I came with Philip Kimeu. Philip Kimeu is representing our ED, Gabriel, who is out of the country. Aylf would have really wanted, not Aylf, Gabriel, anapendanga hizi vitu sana. Gabriel si mtu wa nini wa ground, si mtu wa community, but mali kuna mentorship, coaching, training, speaking, that's his forte, and I think that's why he's been supporting the alumni initiatives. And Philip Kimes just come over. He's representing Gabriel. He's gonna say a few words, and then we will have remarks from an invited guest, and then call it a day. Thank you so much for coming. I will send you more emails and more campaigns. Please support our work. I'm happy to hear that you're in communications. I'm not a communications person. I don't do communications. I'm a programs officer. But Imara has been a learning journey for me. I've learned to be a photographer. I've learned how to use social media tools, ads, social media conversations, even speaking in front of people. I was very timid, but Imara has given me a platform to, for confidence and learning how to speak with people and interact with crowds.
Thank you. As Emmanuel stated, my name is Kimeo Philip. I work with Aylf Kenya as the operations coordinator, and it's a joy to be here with you guys today. I know like two people. I think I have met Karani's name severally on email. Kuna siku alikuwa amewaka moto. Yes, and so it's been a good partnership that we've had between Siasa Place and Aylf Kenya, and we've really enjoyed the partnership, and we can hope that you guys go ahead and do what you plan to do, especially in institutionalizing this organization and association. I hope you can be able to go forward with that. You see, when you are in the program as an Imara fellow, you are a baby. There was a concept that was being planted in you. And now you've exited, you're now a teenager. It's high time that you build a system for you to develop into an adult in what has been inculcated in you. And I can hope that you'll be able to look at that, see the potential that you have as the alumni of such an important program. I hope that the partnership and support that Aylf has been able to give to Siasa Plays and Imara as a program specifically will be able to go on and on, because I think there's a place that governance and policy plays a part that Aylf cannot play as good as Imara plays. And so I hope that you can be able to do better and we can be able to partnership for long. Thank you very much and have a lovely day.
I think ile kitu amekosa kusema ni anytime we have these meetings, ukipata message na kuanga jina gani? Anytime you've gotten any reimbursement from Aylf for meetings za alumni, jina inakujanga gani ya M-Pesa? Kuna watu wanajifanya, but we know you. We know you. The point is home. We know you. We see your name. That name is very familiar in our M-Pesa messages. With those short remarks, allow me now to welcome my task force for the last part of this engagement. So, Madam Tina, my friend, Wandia, join me here. We are about to get inducted to do some job, and we need our people to know the faces ya hii kazi, si ndio? And guess what? Our keynote speaker, our guest who we had invited to be our guest of honor today is none other than Tina. Na amejituma. Ushaiona kuangukia mtu hata hakuwa anajua ni yeye. Yeye anajituma tu huku. So we will do a way forward way hapa. Nataka hawa kuwe hapa juu hao ndio tunawapea fare. Sisi ndio mnapea way forward. We are the ones getting the instructions. So I don't know if you had anything left to say, but I want to give this opportunity to you. Tuambie tu kitu, tuende tukikumbuka hiyo kitu ya mwisho juu. Sasa nisipokupea hii, tutaenda tukikumbuka Philip, Kimeu na M-Pesa.
Thank you very much. You know, I used to be a radio presenter. Plus I have been a PA to women rep in Busia County mara mbili. So ukichanganya hizo combination ya radio na siasa, I can talk the whole day. I can never lack something to say. Now, I think basically I like being real when I'm advising or mentoring or whatever, in the sense that the best I can say, looking at the Imara Alumni Association, kila mtu ajitume. Kila mtu ajitume. You have your own life priorities and you know what you want. If you know what you want, you know very well that this room will not help me, so don't enter. If you know what you want, you'll know that this room will be really much of help as per my interest. Unajua ni kama siasa. That's why I tell people, if you are pro Baba and you are pro Ruto, don't insult each other because of those politicians. They meet in the evening and enjoy their coffee while you are insulting each other. Just go for your interests, knowing very well your alignments go well with what you want. But most importantly is consistency and persistence. You know you have this thing, when you do it, it excites you, or you feel like it's kind of therapeutic to you. Go for it, even if it doesn't make sense to the crowd. But if it makes sense to you and it makes a difference in somebody's life, and if you're a youth and you're looking towards issues of leadership, which conversation should I be engaging in? We have the issue of social media. How well are you using the social media? Because sometimes with the youths, watu wakitukanana wewe pia unatupa matusi. You know, at the end of the day, it excites your peers. Ulimtukana poa. But how has it impacted you? Me, I always tell people, if you come to my social media handles, you know, it's my social media handle. It is my Wi-Fi or my bundles. So I have the rules as the CEO of my page on how I'll engage with you or what I'll condone in terms of conversation on my page. So if you're speaking sense, if the conversation is authentic, I will continue the conversation. But if I realize you seem to be blank between your ears, I will end the conversation by blocking you. Because it doesn't help me to be your friend, yet there's no constructive conversation you're having. But if I realize there's some ideas you're bringing up, even if it's positive criticism, it's allowed. And if you're a sober person, you'll know that this person has criticized, but it is sober. So you can continue the conversation. So how we also handle the social media matters a lot. Sometimes you just comment. Mtu kama mimi, neza comment kitu, unaona hiyo screenshot mtu ametuma kwa WhatsApp group ya Busia. So you see, you have to be very careful on what you type, especially if you have positioned yourself. So be very careful on what you write, especially on social media. Be very careful on how you brand yourself. Which brand are you running with? So if you intend to be a leader in the near future, start now. You might not be an MCA today. You might not be an MP, but in your mind you feel like, this is a divine calling. I'm supposed to be a leader. So what you do today will be reflected when you start your campaigns. So make sure you're very sober with your engagements with the people you're working with. But above all, as I said, you know your priorities in life. You know what you want. So be ideal, be realistic with the people you meet. But above all, every person you meet on the ground, create a good rapport. That is the network, that is the social capital that will help you. If today I decide I have a problem or so, or I want to celebrate an engagement, I will only add maybe 10 people in my WhatsApp group and I'll have it done. You might have 1,000 friends, but hata kuchangisha 10,000 itakuwa kazi. Because you are not intentional with the people you allow to be in your space. So be very intentional in how you interact with people. Thank you very much.
Venye tumepewa maneno mzuri, alafu hata hamwezi clap vizuri. Mi lazima nitafutie wadosi pesa. Jo after hapo ndo unasema wako wangapi? So huwezi acha watu hivyo, unaona venye tumewachangamsha wamepiga makofi. So anyway, thank you so much guys. So we are having a very short session. Yenye tulikuwa ni kama tulikuwa tumeanza inadvertently. We are doing a way forward on how the next steps after here. Hatuachani tu hivyo. So the first step was creating this task force to do those small jobs for us moving forward. Now we have to give them, you have to give us a timeline of when you expect what, by when, and what we do after that. So just a rider, our job or our tenure of office will be coming to an end in August. So this is not per se to the executive committee. This is to just create that road for whoever comes after us. Is that okay? So ninaweza uliza tu swali ya kwanza. Hii mambo ya constitution and bylaws, because now even those charters and nini will have to carry them forward. How much time are you giving us, guys? Yes.
I don't know, I'm a bit confused, but would you maybe be kind to enlighten me how the task force was formed? Maybe there could be somebody else who would want to be part of the task force. Maybe ilinipita sijui, or I don't know what informed that task force, number one, because maybe I would want to maybe be part of the constitution making, but I would just love to know how that was. No, I'm just asking.
Do you want to be part of us? If you want to be part of us, you just join us. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so how we came about it, we actually came about it here. And we have a representation from each cohort. That's how we formed us, and it was just volunteering. So hata nikisikia mtu mwingine anataka kutujoin, tutaku assimilate very fast. So unataka kutujoin? Yeah.
I'm suggesting all lawyers in the group can join if they need an input. Yeah.
So by default, you are one of us. You are one of us. Thank you for doing that. Good job. Evans, to pay time. Suggest a time for us.
You guys can share a first draft before the end of tenure so that there's a bit of that transition. So by end of August or first week of September, then you can share something that members can start looking at and chewing.
Emmanuel, naona umeinua macho, unaona ikiwa mbali. Okay, it's part of something that we need to consider. Kuna mtu mwingine akona a different time zone, because me I believe I have a very able team. I don't need more than 2 weeks with these guys. Unaona tunaweza tatumia wiki mbili. Unaona aje
You know me, I'm an ex-officio. I'm not officially an alumni. Number 2, I had a comment before lunch. Wacha tu niseme. For the timeline, you work on your time. Because hata kuambia 2 weeks, as you say, and then mshindwe kuaccomplish. Alafu we tell you 6 months, and then you tell us your tenure is about... I think the correct time. Mjitume tu penye mtakwama. Maybe wengine watamalizia ama we will extend your term. Oh, you wanted us to say we extend your term. We can still extend the term. Okay, I'm an ex-official, I should not speak like that anyway. So ile comment yangu ilikuwa hii about the packaging of the wording. You know, when you say independent, maybe ndio ina rub some people wrong, those who are opposed. Me, I'm not yet an alumni. I will join the next cohort and I'm already excited. I want this thing. What I was thinking is we say, as I told you, it's a new baby birthed by the 3 parents, Aylf, the association, and Siasa Place. Then in the membership team, you should not leave the leadership of Aylf, the core people in Aylf, in Imara, and in Siasa Place. Imara Fellowship Association and the Siasa Place. Or Aylf and Imara Fellowship and the Siasa Place can member as a person. You see, the 46th person is Imara Fellowship Association, the 48th is Aylf, the 49th is Siasa Place. You see? So that now these leaders of Aylf, you know, the separation will be, it's like we're giving you a golden spoon and you just going away because you're alumni and youths, because you have gone through this. But the people made you at these ones and they maybe bring issues, or it may bring issues at some point, especially, you know, money, if money starts streaming in, good money. I'm not saying I'm just saying it happens a lot. It might bring a lot of issues. So that now when you get funding and grants in millions, in dollars, now it becomes an issue of mulitoka wapi. Why is it now nestled only here? We are the ones who organized you, birthed you, you know. So the leadership of those places I suggest will be here, or they join as one person, and also as individuals. And maybe even all other people of Aylf who have never even gone for the training. And all other people of, I don't know why this one looks still like, I feel like I'm still in Aylf, even in this Imara thing, though I've not yet crossed over. You know, I still feel I'm here. Though I've done several fellowships also, but I still feel like it's Aylf. So if when you say independent, maybe some people are feeling they don't want to go away from Siasa place. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Uzuri, we had this conversation. Yeah.
And for the leadership, this one is a new, when you cross over, is a new forum for leadership. So you guys, it's not that you are done. We still expect to maybe to revive, and maybe you'll be re-elected or not, but it will be a new kind of a structure. So Museme, you are going away forever. Thank you.
Okay. Mini two term. Emmanuel, I just wanted to confirm if we make the call for the tenure, I'm expecting the elections will be end of August. Yeah, so somewhere around. Okay. So secondly, our task force is mainly is just specific on these 3 agendas and these activities for the alumni. What we present and what we present to members will not be presented by us. Sisi tutatengeneza. We will hand it over to the SG who will bring it to the members for approval, and then we can make the necessary amendments. But hopefully, and it is our hope, that we do not get to that new team once we have not given our full report to the SG, so that the SG will hand over to the new SG. Yes, so it's we are hoping not to overlap on those. Yes, Philip. Yes.
I do have a suggestion. I don't know how you'll apply it, but is the whole committee retiring? I'd suggest that you should have a system where half retires, half remains for continuity. Yeah. Yes, so that you can find that some retire this year and some retire next year, so that now there's that transition whereby there are people who know what's going on. You don't have people that come in that are completely new and are trying to start to make things from scratch. Thank you.
Yes, Gladys.
So I don't know if it's a tall order. Is it possible, like the current leadership, we can agree you finish with the registration of the association, so that it will be a good transition from this team now to the next one when it's already registered. So I don't know, Emmanuel, I don't know how long it takes to register an association. Is it possible you just carry out that duty, or you make it like your goal for your term of leadership, that by the time we were through with our term, this was our goal of registering Imara as an association, and we have completed it. If you can just accomplish that one, I think the rest of the things will flow very smoothly. Yeah. If you can facilitate that, Emmanuel and Aylf, assist us do that with the current leadership, so that as we have the next leadership, now we have new goals for the Alumni Association. Thank you.
I don't know if I heard you. Do you suggest that that members present can decide to extend the term of the current leadership until this project is complete? Then when the new team will come in, they will find already a work in progress.
Okay, that's
and what Philip has said might as well be captured in the new constitution, in the constitution that we are going to make, so that when some members will remain, then others will exit, so that there will be continuity of work done.
I think I just want to add a point in that regard on the extension. Probably for continuity, as he had said, we could have an executive team of 3 people. That is the president, who is the other person, who maybe their term is like 3 years, and then the rest could do the annual one. I don't know how we go around it, but we'll find a way.
The work has already started. This is a proposal that may inform the constitution that we are going to make. I hope you've heard the proposal from members. You might as well capture it.
Okay, I'm being informed. Yes. We need minutes of this meeting. We need a constitution and our bylaws and just a field form so that it covers all our registered members, the members that are willing to be registered. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we have feedback online. Lucy Jupiter has a suggestion. She has given us a timeline of 15th August. She says that we create a Google form for any feedback from members and give a deadline to get any feedback so that we can incorporate it. And wale wananijua mimi napenda hizo vitu za technology sana, so hiyo ndio nitafanya. But I think kwetu generally we have already taken it. We can have a draft that we can share by that 15th of August, and then we can give members 2 weeks to go through it, make any comments, and then now we can have a final draft that we give back to the office. Other than that, the reason it's called an annual general meeting is because it's supposed to happen annually. So because we do not have the authority to speak on when the next one will be, we will just leave a way forward of ours that there needs to be more of these general meetings to bring members together. I think on that same note, I would also like to see your views on the issue of whether we come for general meetings to get reimbursed or whether members should be the ones to contribute to our general meetings. That's something that we will need to, as you go home, that's something to ponder on. It's something that will, I can say it limits or it dictates the number of general meetings we can have. With those small I hope mumeshika kazi yenu, but tuko pamoja. Mnaweza keti, nimewasimamisha ya kutosha. For in law, Martha may step out, but I think Victor anaweza confirm. There's a principle we say that justice must not only be done, but it must be seen to have been done. So I would not have said I have had a way forward kama hiyo task force haiko hapa. So unaona wakiondoka sahi, I look like I'm just talking to myself. Unaona, si unaielewa? And with those small remarks, I have been your host for the day. Once again, my name is Robin Muremi Karani. I am a licensed advocate of the High Court of Kenya. I am currently with a short stint, the chairperson of this great alumni association. It has been a joy and a pleasure to be with you this whole day. And kwa sababu lazima mrudishe mahali mkono ilitoka, I want to take this opportunity kurudishia microphone mahali hii kitu yetu kwanza ilitoka. Emmanuel, please join me on stage. Mpigieni makofi akuje hapa. Anaweza sema amekuja na mahandbag hapa, anaweza shtukia kuna mazuri.
Thank you so much. Mine is to thank you guys for making this day a big success. Now I have 2 gifts here. 2 gifts. One is for Tina. And then the other one, the chair is going to decide. We need to welcome the 4th cohort, and they've just chosen their prefect. I don't know, do we welcome them well? Eh?
Is the prefect here?
She's here.
She. Oh, thank you.
Prefect. Tusham welcome. So I'm going to welcome who to thank Tina for the good work that she's been doing, supporting the current team, and of course for gracing with her presence here today. Niita nani ya ama kajenzi kamoja kako Mudhuya. Would go home. Naitana Mudhuya nini stima inapotea. So Tina, karibu sana. Tupigie Tina makofi jamani eh. And then I don't know, Tina, I want you to welcome the fourth cohort. Yes. Wandia, come over please. Welcome the fourth cohort. You should follow her on TikTok. Wanga ana jam mpaka anashindwa kupumua. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mandia. It's a beautiful Imara branded tea mug. I was suggesting to someone that we should venture into merchandising as form of fundraising for the association, and at some point we need our own money, you know. So receive regards from Machango. I know you guys know Machango, code 1 to 3. As Musa Kamusa, and go 2 and 3 know him as Machango Muka. Yeah, he was the one running show then. I'm running the show henceforth. Yes. Cohort 5 is happening a few weeks from now, and we will be happy to have you guys as trainers and mentors. During the online meeting that we had on May 29th, I loved the idea of Lawrence. He said that we can't come here and leave without mentoring the young cohorts. And we will be happy to, you know, develop a structure where you guys can mentor the current cohorts, train them, work journeys with them as you mentor them. So I want to commend the team that has worked to ensure that this engagement is a success. John Wabire came in very early in the morning yesterday. Where do I support? Tum, thank you so much for your good work. And your coach, and I take notes. She's been taking notes to ensure that we document everything here, and of course, your leadership, Bwana Chair. Thank you for the good work. I think that's it. We should take a group photo, and it's a bad joke. Tell Malolo you are here.
Asante sana. Maybe let me live by surprising you. I also had a mentee in the cohort 4, but I made sure sikumfanya akue. I feel special from the rest, but I was mentoring someone in cohort 4 from even before she even applied. Her name was Miriam Mutai, if you know her. So this is a challenge to all of us, to that cohort 5. If you know of a young leader in your space, please encourage them to be part of the Imara Fellowship and follow their track through the program. I was finding ilikuwa nostalgic. She would come with those case studies. Nakumbuka nikizisoma 5 years ago, niko bado hizi vitu ziko. Anyway, with those small remarks, Nina feel ni tu ni group photo tu imebaki. Sasa sijui, unajua hii mambo ya Aylf. Kuna cake. Sasa unaona. Hai, hata hiyo maombi kwanza ingoje. Hii tunaweza omba watu wasahau keki. But hii group photo tunapigia ndani ama nje? Easy backdrops. Okay, so we'll just he is okay. Okay, so we'll just line up, tutazipanga hapa venye tutapiga hiyo picha. Tuko na mafotografa huko ndani watatupea ma ideas. So, ngoja tu utashtuka sana. Wanapiganga Kasongo picha akiwa anaongelesha watu watatu inatokea watu 5,000. Utashangaa. Guys, I just want to say thank you. Just seeing this day become a success or having the end of this day is enough for me. Yani nimefurahi yangu yote. Ninafaa kuwa games, inafaa kuwa grau, wananipigia, lakini hata sina hiyo haraka anymore. So thank you guys once more. Nitawa welcome hapa mbele tujaribu tupige hii picha, si ndio? Yes. Asanteni. Kujeni.
But you're not taking the